Join your National Guard. Your state National Guard has an obedience to your state government. However, Google this because it may change depending on your state. If you are in a red state, that means a controlled red legislature. Doesn't matter if your governor is blue. Do not do this because it can compromise your safety. If you are in a blue state, this will be your official channel and resistance for worst case scenario. However, if that state government fails, Chicago, who is where the next planned mass deportations is going to be at, you have the right to collectively protest. You know what I mean? Collectively protest, but only after he has been sworn in. After he has been sworn in, because at the bare minimum, his disqualification and therefore illegitimacy as president has subverted the constitutional supremacy. That is not allowed. That means that the contract is null. It is void, which means that the federal agencies have no jurisdiction over going into your state, especially if your state government does not allow it. So if your state government does not kick out ICE, then you can. If your state government fails you, then what's important? Collective security, community security. Think Black Panthers, think Brown Berets. Again, this is worst case scenario. You need to be careful. I'm gonna mention in the description videos that are appropriate to this in regards to keeping yourself safe, including saying that you did not vote or that you voted for the orange man or putting an orange man flag outside your house if you are in a really deep red area. Blue states, it gets really complicated because if something happens really unconstitutional in a red state, we're very restricted in what we can do through official channels. Yes, our states can sue another state, but how is that gonna go into conservative justice? The rule of law doesn't matter. Again, all of the videos here will be going on YouTube to be data-based so that you can access them, and then after I put that, then I'm gonna create more content because I want that to be accessible initially because it has all the information you will need. Post this, and then obviously we're going to continue to this to accommodate whatever happens. However, you must be prepared. You must be prepared. I cannot emphasize that. And doesn't mean that you yourself may have a incapability to help out in certain ways. That's valid. There's people who will rise up to the roles that they were meant to play, and we all have different roles. However, you need to be safe, but you also need to know that upon the dissolution of the Constitution, federal agencies like ICE and other federal agencies like DOJ or whatever they will force in creation have no jurisdiction over states, particularly over blue states. And at the bare minimum, at the worst minimum, blue states, through our economies, we can come together and actually leverage that power against the federal government. Listen, it's going to be based on the residents of each state to pressure the state government to actually be in obedience to Article 6, Section 3, which forces the state government to be in obedience to the federal constitution. When that dissolves, it is our constitution. It is not in obedience to the federal government. So rise up to the moment, all right? I will be on YouTube to guide this. I will be on Blue Sky to guide this. I'll put the links here. The links are also in my bio. But take care. And this is going to be the last one because I have a really busy day and I already have anxiety. I don't want to do anything. But we got to live on. We got to move on. We got to fight on. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on YouTube. But I will say this. It's really sketchy of the timeline in which TikTok will go dark. And I don't know if it's for one side or the other. However, if it is true that the national security threat is MAGA, is it possible that it is being darkened to contain their reaction to what may occur? We will find out on January 20, 12 p.m. or after that, whenever it is that whatever occurs.